Hey, this is Miss J. For most of y'all that know me, I'm Miss J or just J. Those that don't know me, I am Miss J of Msjaiinc Designs. I am a graphic slash website designer, developer. I code. I make everything from scratch. I build websites. I pretty much do whatever involves designing graphics to almost any extent. Banners, prints, digital copies, anything that involves putting something of colors and shapes together, I do it. And of course the back end part. This is my first video for my business blog. I've been wanting to do this for a minute, mainly because I know a lot of people that I guess you could say have the same mindset as me, particularly in the area of knowing what it is to be in the workforce, as well as to go on your own and try to start your own business. For me, I have two. I have Msjaiinc Designs, which I started in 2008. I started it because at the time I wasn't making as much money as I wanted to on my day job, and we had to wait till like the end of the year when things would start to slow down, and I didn't like it, so I tried to make whatever I could to make ends meet, and it worked out for the time being. And I still was still working at the same day job for, I'm gonna say, about 8 years afterwards, give or take. Now I have a second company, which is Women in Shoes magazine, which started up in 2012, and it's basically a magazine that focuses on empowering women through their love of heels. So say you're a woman who just loves shoes, or you know somebody that just loves shoes, loves high heels and stilettos, our magazine is it. It's the only one out there like it. I'm not trying to brag, but it's in. You know, there's a lot of other magazines that I see that are, I won't say duplicates, but they're just not compared to us. Onto my business blog. The first blog, I'm going to talk about starting a business. Let's just go with that. Starting a business, or as say you're in the workforce, you know, you have a full-time job or a part-time job, as I did years ago. Well, since last year, but it was like towards the end of the year. I've been self-employed all of this year, since January of 2014, and it's been tough. But it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's something that I love doing. I don't see why I would do anything else. I've actually been trying to be self-employed for a while, but I think I got a little comfortable with the actual part-time, full-time jobs. You know, knowing that they were always available to me, and I could always just make money on an instant, and it wasn't a problem, you know. But now that I'm on my own, I have to prioritize a whole lot better. You know, I can't go out and club every night like I used to. I can't spend all the kind of money that I would like to on clothes and shoes, but you know, if it's for the better of the company, I'd live in a shoebox if I could, just so I can make sure that my company is thriving like it's supposed to. And that's just what I'm going to talk to you about today. First of all, if you are into business, if you thinking about being into business, if you are in school for your MBA, or just around business-minded people all the time, and it's something that interests you, then this blog is for you. I'm talking to you people. If you are those type of people that is not really interested in business, or you just wanted to find a video about business but not actually, I don't know why you would do that, but just saying, if you're just around this video but don't actually have an interest in doing any kind of business, then I would suggest that you just would probably find another video. This is solely for business people. Solely. Now, I'm going to say, go ahead and get started. I was working at this job. I actually got a little more in-depth video to make for that specific one because it was horrible. Horrible. I was working at this job for about 7-8 years. The pay was great. Like, we first started, everything was fabulous. We got paid every 2 weeks. The checks was fat. Again, comfortable. You know, you work hard for somebody else. You don't have to worry about the books. You don't have to worry about hiring employees. You don't have to worry about people with bad customer service. You know, when you was working for somebody else, the company takes care of all of that. So all you gotta do is go in, clock in, and work, and get paid for it, and leave. Okay, and that's what we was doing. That's what I was doing at this job. After some years, the benefits got cut, people's pays got dropped, but I was still in it. You know, I felt like I was already there. Wasn't really gonna go and search for another job, and I was making ends meet at the time. You know, so it wasn't a problem. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna roll with it and still do my side graphics, or the graphics on the side, and just go from there. Was not this year, but last year they let me go. It was, first of all, a big misunderstanding, but the manager that was actually at the job, I believe, I don't know, she might have had animosity because she was there before and got fired and then was brought back, and then she ended up firing me that was already up there when she was there the first time. So I don't know what it was, something that she brought back. Either way it goes, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I am not gonna lie to you. Working for somebody else is not my ideal life. I do not want to work for somebody else for the rest of my life. I've always wanted to be independent. I've always been independent. I always knew what I wanted, and I always found a way to get it. Always. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to get it for you. You got to get it for yourself. Now, if you don't mind working for somebody else, you know, you getting that steady check, that's fine. Because the checks ain't guaranteed in the self-employment. It's not. You might start off the first year not making not a dime. And that's not a problem, because with every new business you start off, you're not going to make no money. You're not. So my reason, and you can say my more motivation for actually continuing to actually pursue my magazine was being let go. You know, because I didn't have that safety net anymore. You know, now it was based on me. So now the reason why I'm making this video is because I've met people who have been in the same situation, where they have worked for somebody for X number of years and they got no respect out of it. You know, I'm understand the economy is not as good as it's supposed to be. I understand that you can't expect everything to go how you want it to go at a job, at any job, and it's fine. And that's their prerogative. You know, that's their company. They can do whatever they want to do. So if you don't want to stay in that, you can either find another one or start your own business. And that's what I'm here to tell you, is that you shouldn't be concerned with finding the next place to work for, in my opinion. Okay, again, if this is not what you want to do, please do not continue listening, because I am only speaking to those who are ready, who feel like they are at their what is it called, the last peak, what they are just done with the workforce. You know, I'm not gonna say I lost faith in it, but I did. Okay, I did. For like 6 months to almost a year, applying for nothing. But the only thing I can say that I got all the time, I worked on my magazine, and I grew to love it times 10. So now that's all I do. I do my graphics and I do my magazine, and then we release every quarter, and I keep updating my website. You know, I do all of the graphics, so that saves me a lot of money. Most people don't necessarily know all of this, whereas you can actually leave what you're doing to do what you love. Life is not about settling. Alright? I tell my wife all the time, I said, don't settle. Okay? Because tomorrow's not promised. You don't want to die tomorrow. Then you get to heaven and you be like, man, I wish I would have did that when I was alive. Okay? Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to have any regrets. You don't want to feel like I should have, could have. None of that. None of it at all. Okay? And that's how I feel. Now, with everybody else, I know they have children. They have people that they're taking care of. And that's fine. Again, that is what you need to do. Okay? If you feel like you're at a point where you need to do to what you're doing as far as working with somebody else, to collect your checks, to stack up, do that. Please do that. I'm not going to tell you to do anything as far as quitting that job just so that you can start your... No. We're going to be smart about all of this. Alright? I wouldn't quit if I'm actually right now, I don't have any kids. Okay? It's just me and my wife, so I take care of the both of us. Well, we both take care of each other. But if we did have kids, I would have been flipping burgers. Okay? Not to say that I wouldn't do that now, but I don't have that extra mouth to feed that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, take all my attention, all my time. So now what I'm doing is I'm prepping. So that way when a year from now, or however long it takes for when we actually have our first child, I'll be ready. That's how I look at it. I just look at it as I don't want my child working at no McDonald's. Schooling is not guaranteed, mainly because I went to college. I went to 2 different colleges, actually. Still didn't finish, but I owe money. And it's just like everybody else. Most people I know finished college, graduated, still can't find a job. Now, I don't believe in that. You spend 4 to 8 years, depending on what your degree is, still come out with no work. And then, on top of that, again, this is not to just dog the schooling education system, but you work for somebody else. You still come out of that working for somebody else. So in my opinion, go for your MBA. Flat out. Alright? You want to be productive. You want to have your own business. You want to have your name on something that you can take down to your kids, and they can take down to their kids. This is thinking for the long run now. Okay? When everybody keeps worried about the economy, this, economy, that, or there's no jobs out there, fuck all that. You don't need to find that job out there. Okay? Make them jobs. The people that built the country, small businesses. You think GM and all of them started out as big as they did? No. The only reason why they got so many issues now is because they too big. Too big, and in the same industry that is failing. You know what I'm saying? Where you got all these people that's losing money. All these major companies, major corporations is losing major money. Okay? And it could be off of the simplest stuff. But also because the times are changing. You know, it's time to move. It's time to move them to the side and for us to take our chance. That's how I see it. It's literally that time to where we are going to rebuild the United States of America. Where we are going to be the new GMs and the new Targets or other companies that aren't here anymore. Target is still here, by the way. But just for an example, we're going to be those new companies. You know, they can't get started if somebody doesn't sit there and decide, okay, you know, I'm not going to sit here and wait for 2 years for that job to finally call me. Why? You done spent 2 years that you could have invested in a startup. You could have had funding already made. You could have had all your stuff set up. But because you just wanted to wait for that job to show up and call you to let you know when to come in, now you just wasting time. Time and money. Okay? So in my opinion, get your MBA. Please. Okay? I'm going to school for mine right now. I'm not finished with it yet. It took me some years to go back to school because of the loans, but you know, you got to make it happen, make it work however you possibly can. And if you, again, if this is something that if you're listening to this and you are into business, you are interested and you don't want to keep working for that 9 to 5, I am suggesting that you don't do it. Just stay focused on what you love. Find something that you love to do and make money off of it. Don't do it solely for money, because you're going to drop out about the first year. Again, you probably won't make no money that first year. And that's fine, because not unless you just got on Kickstarter and it got $1 million in donations, you're not going to make no money off of that first year. So just be prepared for the long run. You know, this small businesses, anything that you thought was a business, it's never going to be something temporary. You're never going to have the mindset that, yeah, this is only going to be for 5 years. No, you need to plan for now, for 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, 50 years. You need to plan for a century ahead, because you don't want to be, because once that business is gone, that's it. You don't make no more money. So again, I'm going to reiterate, if you are serious about business, you are serious about starting your own business, and you don't want to do that 9 to 5, or you're tired of waiting for that call to let you know when you can finally come into work, get your MBA. No matter what school you go to, get your studies on and get started, get your licensing, get everything that you need to get your whole corporation set up, just so that you can keep moving and progressing from there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post up videos as often as I possibly can, just to keep you updated on what I'm doing, and to let you know what I have on my mind at that time. I'm always thinking about something business oriented. I even talk about business when I'm drunk. It's a part of me. So this is my message to you and everybody out there that's into business. If you started already, congratulations. Okay, because you are well on your way, and I'm here to support you. You know, I accept support as well. You know, we can't make it without each other. So follow me here on YouTube. You can also go to my website, which is Msjaiinc.com. It's MSJAIINC.com. Or you can email me at info@Msjaiinc.com, and I'm going to put all the other social network links at the bottom. Alright, so just, like I said, be focused on doing what you think your next step is going to be. If it's business, please pursue that with everything that you have, because we are going to rebuild this country, whether they like it or not.